Yeah, it's Froggy here. This is the IS300 Lexus, and I'm going to do the oil change from underneath today. And the reason I'm going to do that is I don't need to rotate my tires today because they're brand new tires. They just went on a few weeks ago. So I don't need to, I can put it up on ramps in the front and then jacks in the back. Also, every time I do it from the top, no matter how careful you are, you get a little bit of drips and leaks, and I just want to go from the bottom. I'm going to take that pan off. There's like an enclosure pan, and just clean it up a little bit from underneath. So let me show you underneath. These are mostly 10mm sheet metal type screws that hold it on, and this is the pan I'm going to take off. Okay, I'll be back. So that came off pretty easy, about 15 screws maybe, give or take a couple. And now we're underneath, and we're going to go over on the driver's side, and there's your shiny spot right in the middle. That's the reflection of the light off the oil filter. So there's the oil filter, and I can unscrew it and come down with it this time instead of going up. See my other videos if you want to see how to take it off from the top, which is a good thing for people who don't have ramps or don't have jacks to get the car up there and work it from the bottom. So let me get to that and get it loose. Well, it seems maybe that the area that the oil is coming from is all the way up here in back of the timing belt assembly, but I really can't tell. I mean, that's a coolant tube there, so that's not oil, but there does seem to be some wetness there. It actually shows up down on the bottom side of this thermostat. Right there is the thermostat housing right there. So I'm just going to shoot it with some brake cleaner and clean it up, and then see what happens again. I don't think it's coming from the area of the oil filter, actually. So we'll clean this up and then button this all back up and then get back to changing the oil filter. But if one of you guys who's a Lexus technician sees this, and if you know of anything that tends to be a known problem that's an oil leak up in here, I sure would appreciate it if you post a comment on the video. Thanks. I want to show you this new wrench I got. It's a wrench that's specific for loosening up oil filters. It's channel lock. It wasn't cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks or something like that, but boy, did that work nice, because I've really struggled previous times getting that there, right there. You can see the oil filter loose, and this lets you get a lot of different angles on it and different sizes, of course, and it just came loose. All you need is about 5 or 10 degrees of turn to get it loose, and then you get the rest by hand. Yeah, see, that's loose by hand now. Now I'm going to take it down this time instead of going up. So I'm going to need 2 hands, and then I'll get back to you. Well, that came right out easy as pie. There you can see right there to the left of the screen, center left of the screen where it screws back on. I'll put the new one on. Let me give you the part number. There you go. 90915YZZD3. Okay? So I'm going to put that back up there. Hand tight I go about a half a turn after it hits the gasket pretty good. But with this new wrench, I don't have to worry about over tightening it because I can get them off pretty easy with this wrench. So let me get that back up in there. It comes right down. There's no clearance problem. You can just take it in your hand. It comes right down. It still spills oil anyway, so you got to wipe up some oil there. It wasn't really much different as far as an oil spill than taking it out the top with a plastic bag, which I've shown you on another video. So let me get going on this job and get it back together. It's all buttoned up. I need to pick up a few of those. They look like a sheet metal screw. It's a 10mm head and it's got a captured flat washer on it. They tend to go missing or fall out or whatever, but also they screw into a plastic. It's not really a nut, but it's a plastic piece, so that doesn't last too long. Anyway, all done underneath there. We've got to put in 6 quarts of oil and start her up. So just double check the filter's on tight, the drain plug is on tight. I topped off the coolant just a little bit with some distilled water. I got to get some of that the Toyota Lexus coolant. It's like a red color. And battery is a sealed battery. It's pretty new. What else? Put in some windshield washer fluid, and we cleaned up that oil. We're trying to find out what that tiny oil drip is. It's not really a leak, but it's just a little drip. So let's put the oil in. Let's start it up. This car doesn't have an oil pressure gauge, but it has an oil light, so I like to just get in the car and there's oil up there. Make sure the oil light goes out. We'll have to reset that maintenance required. Everything else looks good. You go underneath, make sure there's no leaks underneath. Now we'll shut it off and we'll check the oil level. Final thing to reset the light. I already reset it, but I'll just go through it again for you. Turn the key. Don't start the car, but turn the key all the way before starting the car. Make sure the odometer reading is showing. Turn it off. Hold down the odometer reset and turn it back on. And you see it blinking, 5-4-3-2-1 zeros. That means it's reset. Okay? See you later, guys and gals. Froggy out. Bye-bye.